Figurized Standard Angemon. Hey, how's it going? In today's video, we have another Digimon kit, the Figurized Standard Angemon from Bandai. A kit I did not expect to be made, but I'm glad it did. The kit was released in January of 2023, and it cost me $42.99 Canadian. I'm happy that the Angemon has been added into the standard line, and alongside Magnamon, we know they are not strictly making Mega level Digimon, meaning much more model kits in the future. So let's get this review started. Here we have the Angemon box in normal standard size. We got a very nice anime illustration of the box art. I personally think this is the best one yet for these standard Digimon kits. And on the side of the box, we got a couple images highlighting the extras and accessories. We got the Heaven's Knuckle, a panel showing the designs for the fabric, a couple of cool poses with the staff, and a small panel highlighting the wings, and some more dope poses. And of course, all these images are of the kit painted, but on the other side, we got an unpainted figure and a front and back neutral view, as well as a little text box for the lore. Alrighty, let's move on to the kit itself. I present to you the Figurized Standard Angemon, straight build with stickers applied, and I didn't panel line anything. Angemon has never been my favorite Digimon, but it's always had a crazy unique design. It's supposed to look like a holy angel, but it's pretty friggin' metal looking. And you'll be happy to know it pretty much looks the same as the anime depiction. And if you're wondering, we don't have that much sticker usage, fortunately. Firstly, we have stickers under the headpiece where the eyes would be. And it's not even eyes, it's just a black sticker. We got stickers for the hand over here, which look pretty bad. A weird zipper-like sticker that runs around the left thigh, as well as two stickers on the bottom and top part of the staff, which are already peeling off. Unfortunately, the stickers do suck. They do add a bit of color and detail, so I try to put it on the kit. If you're trying to replicate this through painting, oh, good luck. Stickers aside, as for the rest of the build, I actually highly recommend it for beginners. It's a fun and easy build, had no issues with it, and it only took me around 4 to 5 hours. Only issue I had with this kit is if you extend the shoulder joint too far out, it could dislocate the arm. Normally that isn't an issue, but due to the design of the shoulder, the joint actually attaches forward instead of sideways into the socket. Like I said, not a big issue, a little difficult to reattach, but you could do it. And moving on to appearance, I would say it looks very good. There's a good amount of details on the wings and hair. The molding here is exceptional. The surface level detail shows the different strands of hair and feathers, makes this kit pretty eye-catching. The colors they use for the white isn't too bright and glossy, but still reflects the light really well, fitting the whole angel motif. And same can be said for the hair. It's a very nice bright yellow, not like the crappy gold you see on the rest of the kit, so at least they put a little bit more effort into the hair. In addition, this kit does use another type of plastic, very close to rubber, for this blue cloth material that runs all around the Angemon. And unlike in the anime, it's actually made up of several segments, some of which aren't even attached to each other. But it does give the illusion of it wrapping around the Angemon. I actually like it. Though there's a weird design element where if you attach the cloth piece from the arm to the leg, you are unable to actually abduct the arm. So in order to move that left arm, you're gonna have to disconnect that part. Yeah, kinda weird. And for the rest of the kit, it's still equally as detailed. You can see all the muscle lines. I mean, you can tell Angemon never misses the gym, maybe on leg day. I don't really know what these dark spots are, but yeah, they're part of it, and I guess it adds the extra details. Though it looks a little weird. It's a weird, edgy, funky design. There's weird leather straps, we got a blue cloth that wraps around Angemon, very asymmetrical, and I love it. And I think Bandai did a pretty good job turning it into a model kit. With that being said, let's move on to articulation. But first, let's take off that staff. We'll be taking a look at that later. Starting with the head, it can move side to side, like so. The head can tilt up and down this far. The neck allows it to extend and retract this much. And it's unable to do a full 360 because of the long hair. But that long hair is able to move up and down, though I don't really see it helping. And before we move on to the arms, as I mentioned before, the movement for the left arm is a little bit restricted if you attach this ribbon piece. But if it's disconnected, it could abduct this much. There's this much of an internal-external shoulder rotation. And be careful, if you move this too much, you might detach the arm. And because of the wings, you're not going to be able to fully 360 rotate. Just going to move on to the right arm because it'll be less obstructed. Identical shoulder movement. We got this much of an elbow bend, which is pretty good. Upper bicep rotation. And we got a ball jointed hand, allowing it to wiggle about. Moving on to the torso, it's made out of two segments, the chest and abdominal, giving it pretty good articulation. As you can see, the upper chest is able to rotate, as well as bend side to side slightly. The abdominal area would be able to 360 rotate if that blue ribbon piece isn't attached. And the abdominal area is able to side bend this far, and we got this much of a back extension and ab crunch. And coming around to the wings, they're all on a ball joint. The hair does get in the way, as does the other wings. But like I said, they're on a ball joint, able to rotate slightly and swivel about. No crazy articulation here. Moving down to the crotch cloth, it's able to move up and down, allowing some airflow for the nether regions. And next up we got the split, which Angemon could do pretty well. The leg could only rotate this much because of the design, and it's able to raise its leg this high and kick this far back, which is pretty good. We got a pretty decent knee bend, and we have this much of a dorsiflexion and extension. There's also a side to side pivot, and it could 360 rotate. All in all, the articulation is pretty good. It has a good range of motion, was easy to work with, and nothing fell off. Next up we got extras and accessories, of which there's only two things. First, we got the Heaven's Knuckle, or Hand of Fate if you watch the Western version, and it's just a clear yellow hand. You attach it like any other hand. It's a cool extra, but it's kinda lackluster. It would have been cool if they added on a beam effect part for the hand, but yeah, it's still just a hand. Next up, we got the Angel Rod, and as you can see, it's a very simple design. It has minimal textures, and the only colored part separation is the stickers, which will probably peel off. And if you're wondering, the staff is around this long, taller than the Angemon. To equip it, I do recommend taking apart the hand because this ribbon piece does get in the way. Then you're going to detach the fingers and socket in that staff. And it works as a good kickstand, and if you want, you can wield it with both hands. Though it's a little tricky to position, but being on a ground pose looks kind of stupid on Angemon. But if you want to put in an action base, there's a hole over here in its butt. Get yourself an action base. I'm using the action base 1, not included. And once on an action base, this is where the Angemon really shines. Despite not having many extras and accessories, the posing you can do in this flight pose looks absolutely amazing. And the wings definitely help with that. Though they could have at least given more hand options. Now if you're wondering how solid this kit is, yeah, that's a pretty good solid kit right there. And I'm pretty happy with the result. And if you're curious, the kit is around 6.5 inches tall, a bit taller than the entry grade Arc 72, and a bit shorter than the master grade Arc 72. And here it is next to the real Great God, Figurized Standard Amplified Beelzemon, and the Figurized Standard Amplified Black War Greymon. Had to compare because they do fight in the anime. And here we have the Figurized Standard Magnamon. Then we got Haro, Doraemon, DK, a Bucket, and the high-end master model Firefox. As for shelf presence, it's pretty small compared to an amplified kit, but its bright colors definitely make it stand out, especially since it's set up with all my black kits on the left. And we're at the end of the video. What are my final thoughts? I think this is a really good kit, and I highly recommend it. Appearance-wise, it looks exactly like its anime iteration. The build is very easy, so it's good for beginners. There's pretty good articulation, while also being very solid. And though we do get 2 accessories, they're nothing too amazing. But it does work well when you pose it with the kit. But is it worth $43? I'll let you decide. And thanks for watching my video. I hope you like it. I enjoyed making it. Let me know what you think. And if you made it this far, maybe you can help me out. Bandai just announced the Figurized Standard Black War Greymon, and I'm torn, should I get it or not? Is it even worth a review? At least the amplified version did have cool effect parts. This one just looks like a recolor. So give me your thoughts on that. Thanks again for watching. Take care. Bye.